All right, let's talk about this. I created a narrative. I created a illusion, a deception based off lies and perceptions. Oh, that rhymed. I should be a rapper. No, just kidding. So here's what happened. I got this feeling that someone's building a case against me and to take away my kids, right? To take away my kids. And I didn't want that. So here's what I did. Defamation of characters. When you ruin someone's reputation based off lies and perception, right? Here's what I did. I pretended that I was a druggie. So I would get drugs and sniff it up and things like that, right? And what they don't know and what they don't have is proof of consumption. I have about 6 or 7 drug tests proving that I am drug free, except for marijuana. I do smoke marijuana every once in a while, not every day. I haven't smoked in at least a couple weeks, maybe a month. I haven't smoked in a month. I only smoke for sex and I smoke for spiritual purposes and for sleep. But sleep in the streets or camping or something like that, something somewhere uncomfortable. Um, but so I don't really smoke weed that much. With that being said, I would create this tactic where, um, like if I was smoking weed when I was living at Steve's house, I would go outside and I would light up a marijuana pre-roll. I would put it all around me, so I would smell like weed. Right, my kids were in the house, right, and this guy Henoch would come downstairs and he would see me doing that. He would not see me doing it, but he might sense it because came downstairs and he was going somewhere. Then I'd do what? Then I'd go upstairs and hang out with my kids. Kids would be smelling it. So I made them think I was smoking weed, right? Right? So, and the next day I felt high, which was kind of weird. And then the next day I smoked weed and then I didn't feel high. Kind of weird. So there's something behind that story, and that's another story for another day that I may not talk about because it's secret stuff. So let's keep moving forward. So what I would do is make people believe that I was doing drugs when I actually wasn't doing drugs. Here's 2 ways. One way is the formula was not cocaine and it was not meth, right? Meaning that I'm drug free. Right. So I would make them believe, then I would act like I was doing. That would secure the illusion of me doing drugs. It's so sweet. So there is that. How do I know? About 8 years ago, I had an alien drug experimentation. I didn't know at the time, but aliens told me eventually. They confessed. And what they told me is it was just they changed the formula to see if they can create something. I ended up shooting sparks out of my fingers. Da, 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 da. And that was super cool. I was with a female, and sparks. I put my hand on the bed, and it went with sparks. It could be static electricity, but it wasn't static electricity. And I was like, whoa. And she's like, what was that? I'm like, nothing. And then it started shooting out of my fingers. And I was like, whoa. And then that was the end of that spark excitement because I thought it was super cool. They changed. That was 18 months ago. It was alien experiment. So you know who God is. God is alien, right? Alien is God. God is aliens in the Bible. And the Bible says God is alien. He's not of this earth. So it's in the Bible. So if he's not of this earth, he is alien. So with that being said, it's such a cool story. So I created this illusion based off lies and perception, and they created a case against me based off lies and perceptions, which will make them look bad eventually when we get to that. There's more to it, simulation or something like that. That part I don't know a whole lot about, but somebody else does, right? Oh, the formula, the baking soda. You can go to the dollar store and get some pills. They're stackers, but it's not white. It's kind of brownish in nature. It looks like burdock root. And then they do have another caffeine capsule, which is white, and that burns like meth, right? So this is how I know what those 2 drugs or light because I did it in the past for drug experimentation and things like that, plus my own experimentation. So there you go. I'm not a druggie. I have not been doing drugs for 4 years. I did on and off for 18 months for alien experimentation, and then maybe maybe a handful of times after that to secure the illusion. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed my story. Gotta go. Peace.